Okay, just a minute. And just so you know, my family support director is watching right now, so she'll answer all the comments that come up on the Facebook page.
Perfect.
And then she'll put the link for the book in there too. Okay, here we go. Okay, Bubba. Why are you scared? It's not a big deal. Just a minute. We gotta wait. It's working on setting it up. Okay. Okay. So we don't need this. Okay, guys, I think we're live.
Hi, everyone.
Say hi, everybody. Can you say hi? Say hi, everybody. We're so excited to be here with you guys tonight. I have my dear friends, Dr. Jessica Duis, and our awesome friend, Abby. Is it Turnwald? Did I say that? Turnwald? Awesome. Who just graduated. So let's give her
Thank you.
In heading off to University of University of Dayton Hospital? Is that where you're?
Dayton Children's Hospital.
Nice. So maybe we can get a clinic started there. What do you think? Maybe. And then, of course, we have Baden Moore, the sibling to Jackson, here tonight, because tonight is all about the siblings and about this amazing book that was created. There you go, especially for our siblings. So for those of you that are joining us, first and foremost, if you haven't got your book yet, which we have multiple copies in our household, don't we? Then you're in luck. If you are on tonight and we see that you are on and that you've commented on the Facebook page that you are on, we will make sure to mail you your own very own copy. Can you believe that? And maybe Baden will write a handwritten message just for you. What do you think? Yeah. So yes, a thank you. So we will make sure to get you a copy of this. But I want to start off because the most important thing is to understand why this was important. Here at the foundation, we're so blessed because we were connected with you guys, with Abby and Dr. Duis, who really wanted to focus on the sibling, which, sometimes the sibling of an individual with Angelman syndrome is kind of lost in the mix. Do you feel kind of lost sometimes or neglected? Like when stuff's going on with Jackson, do you feel like mommy and daddy sometimes just can't pay attention to you? Just sometimes, yeah. So we want to make sure to lift up you guys and the siblings in the world to make sure.
Sometimes I don't really care.
You don't really care if we do? Did you get to play video games? Parenting 101 right here. You're all getting lessons tonight, aren't you? So, but we wanted to make sure to have a tool that our siblings can use to use with their friends, with their classmates, with their cousins, with whoever, to help them understand Angelman syndrome. But I'm going to stop talking because Abby, this was kind of the brainchild of you, who you were working under Dr. Duis. So we're going to let Abby tell us a little bit about Okay. Yes, I did. You've got the comedian on tonight too.
I am smarter than my mom.
You did. So we're going to have Abby tell us a little bit about the project and why it was important to you.
Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Yes.
Perfect. So I'm Abby. I am a recently graduated genetic counseling student, now genetic counselor, and I worked with an amazing kiddo with Angelman syndrome in college. So his family inspired me to want to do this type of research. So I came to Colorado and was able to work with Dr. Jessica Duis and Kelly Norrie, who's a genetic counselor, and then our amazing team of illustrators. We actually did a first survey that's now published in a medical journal. Oh. And so that survey had 80 siblings. So a lot of you out there probably responded to that survey for us. And we heard all of these incredible questions from all the siblings out there. Even the young siblings, 5-year-olds, were asking us such detailed questions. So we wanted to answer those questions. And the best way we could think of was through a series. So this is only the first of 4 children's books.
Right.
So if you filled out the survey to be in the children's books, you'll be featured in one of the books, at least one throughout the series. So we are really excited to be sharing the first and very excited to be sharing the other ones. Each topic came from our first survey. So siblings wanted to hear about genetics. They celebrated their siblings so much. So we wanted to celebrate them. And a lot of siblings asked how they can help. So our last book's all about how you can help your sibling with Angelman syndrome.
Oh, that's awesome. And maybe if you could talk a little bit about, because I think it's important to recognize a member of our community, Whitney Causey, who kind of helped really spearhead this as well and put together some of the imaging around this, and how she was engaged. And, you know, we always have to make sure we give her a shout out because she's amazing. But maybe talk
Yes.
about how that worked.
Yeah, so if you don't know, Dr. Duis was at Vanderbilt before this. So that's where she was able to connect with Whitney, who's in Louisiana. And we had that connection, and Whitney teaches art at Louisiana Tech University. And she has an incredible magazine article that was just published with a bunch of paintings. Yeah, a bunch of paintings of kids with Angelman syndrome. So she is incredible. So we connected with her and her student, Ronnie McKinney, who's also now graduated. They're both incredible artists, and they were able to do the illustrations with us and really capture the Angelman syndrome children. And Ronnie actually was able to meet Whitney's daughter, and we sent a lot of pictures that we had and Dr. Duis had in videos. So everything that you're seeing is based on a lot of those images and pictures that we have. And I was actually at one of the conferences where a lot of bikes were given away for kids with Angelman syndrome recently.
Oh,
so
you
I had some of those.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was there actually talking about our study and talking about siblings. So we were able to use those videos for an adaptive bike that you'll see in another book. So everything you're seeing is just incredible and done by both of them.
That was actually an amazing process. We teamed up with the National Genetics Foundation or something, that to where we were able to give away a good amount of bikes, which is awesome. Yeah, okay, we'll get to Dr. Jessica Duis next. He's very anxious to hear Dr. Jessica Duis talk about the book as well. But I think that the one thing that I love about this project is that, you know, it's so important that we are able to provide resources to our siblings to be able to talk through and articulate like what Angelman syndrome is. As Bade and I were reading through this book, it was really cute because he said, and we'll see in a minute when Dr. Duis starts reading it, but he was like, oh my gosh, that sounds just like Jackson and I, you know. And I think that's so good.
Playing soccer.
Yeah, because he loves playing soccer, and Jackson loves playing soccer with him. And so I think it's so great that there's a tool that, you know, that can be used for families to have conversations. And the cool thing too is if you guys haven't seen this book yet, at the end it says we want to learn about your siblings. So it also gives people the opportunity to have conversations. And Bade and I were going through this, and I was asking him the questions. And one of the questions I said was at the very end, like, if you could wish for anything for Jackson, what would it be? Yeah, I mean, it's so cute. Like, I mean, 7 years. Yeah, I mean, of course, like, he doesn't want to cure it just for Jackson. He wants one for every single Angelman kid. This kid's 7 years old, and he understands like the importance of that, and wants that so much for his brother, don't you? Which is so beautiful and so wonderful. So, Abby, before we turn over to Dr. Duis, tell me tell me a little bit about the next series. So this is the first book about getting to know you, Sibling Stories, and then there's going to be basically four books total, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the next one coming out is Genetic Gems. So as a genetic counselor and Dr. Duis as a clinician, it's hard to talk about Angelman syndrome. We know that. And a lot of parents said that they want a tool for the sibling to be able to answer questions friends ask. And we know those come up at really young ages, especially as friends are coming over the house. So we wanted to give some basic information about Angelman syndrome. It might be a little complex for some younger kiddos, but we hope that this starts the conversations. And so we hope that you can read it and you can tailor it to your child. And the actual siblings that will be in this book, they'll be giving advice on how they talk to other siblings about Angelman syndrome and what advice they'd give to a new sibling too. So you'll see actual siblings featured all throughout, giving lots of advice. So we hope that your kiddo can connect with somebody throughout the series and really take tidbits of the advice and formulate their own response when they're asked, what's Angelman syndrome, or why can't your brother talk, or why can't your brother walk, or things like that.
Absolutely. And I think the one thing I love about this is it also connects really well, or feeds really well, into the program we work with at the foundation with the Friends with Wings, right? Yeah. So everyone who's a Friends with Wings is going to get one of these books as well, because the whole series will be a great tool for them to talk to their friends about. I know that Baden had a friend over the other day, and sometimes their friends are like, oh, what's wrong with your brother? And that's the terminology that they use. remember when London came over and they were like, what's wrong with your brother? Sometimes they just ask, like, what's going on? And so to be able to have some of these tools to make it a little bit more, basic and something that helps them through that process, I think will be really, really awesome. So Dr. Duis, I'm curious, why was this project important to you?
Well, definitely in clinic, we see a lot of siblings come with their Angelman sibling, and definitely I think connecting siblings through that common thread of what the experience is like, so that they have a resource, and not only a resource, but they know that other people have shared experiences to them, was really important to me. And then I think we've talked about this before, but I have a sibling who has special needs. So having that connection as a sibling too, it was really important to me to do some research and do some work to have a resource available for siblings.
Which I think is amazing. I think it's so amazing when people have stories of, the way that having an individual with some sort of diverse need or special need, whatever it may be, how it impacts you, and it kind of shapes kind of your journey, right? I mean, I think
Absolutely.
You can spell making memories, which I think is amazing. You're such a smart kid.
So awesome.
I know that we have quite a few people watching on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, make sure that you tell us that you're here. Put something in the comments so we know that you're here, and we will make sure to send you one of these amazing books. But before we start reading, Abby, anything else that you think is really important for the community to know about what we're doing, about this book and why it's important, and maybe like when will we see the next one?
Yeah, I think we're just super thankful for the community and contributing to our first research and to this book. We had an overwhelming response of hearing from you, and we're really trying to tailor everything to you. We'd love if you left an Amazon review for our book, because then we can get it out there more to people, other people who aren't on social media. Also, if you can find the way to get them the link and just connect them with us any way you can. The second book, we're hoping by the end of the summer, hopefully we'll have it out for the conference. Yes. That would be amazing. And just also a plug, if you're at the Global Genes Summit that's coming up in September, yes, I'll be there talking about the book and talking about siblings also. So I'll have some copies there too.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's great.
Yes. And definitely if there's any
for AS.
Yes, I'm excited. And if there's any barriers for anyone being able to get a copy of the book, let us know too, because we want to have these out to all families.
Oh yeah, we'll get you one no matter what. Like everyone who attends the conference will get one. If you're on the call now, you'll get one. We're going to have them at our clinics. You'll get one. And so we'll work really hard to make sure that everyone gets a book, because it's so awesome, right? So should we have Dr. Duis read it to us? Yeah, Dr. Duis is going to. So we thought it was really important that we would have Dr. Duis. She's going to ask you some questions at the end, I promise. So we're going to listen to Dr. Duis now. So if you have kids around, if you're watching on Facebook Live, grab them now, because we're going to have a little story time. Are we ready, Dr. Duis, to read the first book?
Are we going to talk about making memories?
Yeah, we'll talk about making memories in a minute.
Is it possible to share? It's to share like a PDF version of the book while I read?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't have a copy of it, but what I can do is I will hold it up. How's that?
Okay, that sounds perfect. And before I start reading, I definitely want to make sure that I say thank you to the Angelman Syndrome Foundation and Amanda and Catherine, especially for being a part of this, and then to Whitney and her team. It's been amazing to work on this story, and the feedback from the community has been really helpful to make sure that we're capturing the positive aspects of Angelman, and make sure that we're showing siblings and kids with Angelman in the best light possible, while also trying to accomplish our goal of sharing experiences. So we're really excited to have this available, and we couldn't have done it without this amazing team and community. So without further ado, I'll start reading. So this first book is called Sibling Stories, Getting to Know You. I will get started. So on the first few pages, we did a little tribute to each of the parts of this book to the siblings. You are superstars. We see you helping your siblings, teaching your siblings new skills, and working hard to be the best sibling possible. We want you to know that you are not alone. There are other children who have siblings with Angelman too. We hope this book allows you to see others just like you. To the children with Angelman syndrome, you are amazing. You are constantly learning new things, overcoming obstacles, and providing continuous laughter and love. We hope this book helps your siblings learn more about Angelman syndrome and what makes you unique. To the parents, we know it can be challenging to explain Angelman syndrome to others, especially your unaffected children. We hope this book helps start the conversation about Angelman syndrome and allows your children to see others like themselves. Hi, my name is Hazel. I am 7 years old. I live in Colorado with my mom, dad, brother, and dogs. I love playing soccer and riding bikes with my friends. I also love playing with my little brother, Henry. Henry has Angelman syndrome. Angelman syndrome causes Henry to do some things differently than me. And here he is on his iPad saying, "Hi, my name is Henry," with his device. Henry communicates differently than me. When Henry pulls on my shirt, I know he wants to play. Henry cannot walk yet, but he is learning. He uses a blue walker. Henry goes to therapy every week to learn how to walk, climb stairs, and ride a bike. I like to go too. I help Henry by cheering for him. Go, Henry! Even though Henry has Angelman syndrome, we are still alike in many ways. We both have blonde hair and blue eyes. I just love this smile in this picture.
I know, right?
We both love ice cream. We also like to play games on the iPad. Sometimes it's hard to find the game I want to play on the iPad, but Henry always finds it for me. Did you know that other kids have siblings with Angelman syndrome too? Each year, parents, siblings, and kids with Angelman syndrome get together at a big meeting. I get to meet other kids who have siblings with Angelman syndrome. I have friends from all over the world. And here are some amazing pictures that we got from families. These are my friends, Olivia and Isabel. Olivia's sister, Isabel, has Angelman syndrome. These are my friends, Haley and Alyssa. Haley's sister, Alyssa, has Angelman syndrome. These are my friends, Drew and Aaron. Drew's brother, Aaron, has Angelman syndrome. These are my friends, Madeline and Brandon. Madeline's brother, Brandon, has Angelman syndrome.
I love that picture.
Yeah, it's very cute. These are my friends, Taylor and Connor. Taylor's brother, Connor, has Angelman syndrome. This is cute too with the hat. These are my friends, Clay and Tyler. Clay's brother, Tyler, has Angelman syndrome.
Look at those handsome dudes.
Oh. These are my friends, Maddie and Isabel. Maddie's sister, Isabel, has Angelman syndrome. Oh, this is cute too. These are my friends, Madeline and Olivia. Madeline's sister, Olivia, has Angelman syndrome. These are my friends, Jake and Benny. Jake's brother, Benny, has Angelman syndrome. It's cute. These are my friends, Malia and Kanan. Malia's brother, Kanan, has Angelman syndrome. We want to learn about you and your sibling.
Hey, Baden.
Okay,
You want to answer these?
you ready?
Okay, Dr. Duis is going to ask you.
Hi, Hazel and Henry. My name is.
Baden.
I am. How old are you, Baden? And what's your favorite game?
Outdoors or inside?
Outdoors.
Soccer.
Yeah.
What's your sibling's name?
Jackson.
And how old is Jackson?
7.
What does he like to do?
He likes to play tag with me.
Say it louder so we can hear it.
He likes to play tag with me.
He likes to play tag with them.
Aiden, that's great because there's going to be tag in some of the other books.
He just learned how to play tag, and it's the cutest thing ever, watching them run around the house playing tag with each other, isn't it?
I'm just running around in circles. Sometimes I'm right there and sometimes I.
Baden, what did you think about this book? Pretty cool, right? Does it?
Especially soccer part.
Yeah, the soccer part's really.
Actually pretty good.
Yeah, I'm sure she is. That's awesome, Dr. Duis. So really quickly, if you could, so obviously the great thing is too, people that pick this up can see the other resources of the 2 fabulous foundations supporting the community. Obviously there's tons of international foundations as well that we can get resources to if people are watching this internationally. But then you have all the titles of the next few books. So we have Genetic Gems. We have Making Memories and Helping Hands coming soon, right? That's super.
I'm happy for
Making Memories. Can you,
me.
let's talk about, ask Abby what Making Memories is about.
What is making memories about?
That is a great question, Baden. We heard a lot of siblings in our first survey told us such great stories about how they celebrate their sibling with Angelman syndrome, like when they learn to walk, or if they say a new word, or if something fun happens at therapy. So we just wanted to highlight all those positive things and all the fun that you have with your sibling.
Well, that's a great idea. Can you think of like the best memory you've had with Jackson so far?
Oh, I don't know.
There's a lot, probably. Right? What do you,
I remember like throwing the ball down a lot
yeah.
when we were 3.
When you were 3, you remember that? Crazy.
And Amanda, just something else that I thought of that I wanted to point out too, because some people might be thinking is any proceeds that we do make from these books will go right back to Dr. Duis's clinic to have more research and more resources for siblings, children with Angelman syndrome, and so forth. So all those funds will be used at our clinic to continue what we're doing. Which
is amazing. I think we shouldn't not get away from this call of not talking about the importance of that clinic and, you know, all the clinics. But Dr. Duis, I think that this is also a good time of maybe talking about some of the new services that you're providing to the community. I think I sent you a text today of a community member that has utilized that for the first time. You're the IEP resource who said it was just like a lifesaver. So can you just maybe, I know it's like a big question, but maybe talk a little bit about your clinic and the importance of that and the work that's happening there.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a fairly large clinic with many providers. So when you come to clinic, you'll see neurology, genetics or I sort of function as a special care pediatrician in the clinic, rehab doctor, developmental pediatrician, OT, PT, and speech, and a dietitian. And thanks to the generous support of the Angelman Syndrome Foundation, we've been able to expand some of our support services that we're providing through the emergency line to include a way to get in touch with us for IEP support services. So for individualized education plans, we have a fantastic IEP advocate who will get on phone calls with you and talk with you about educational supports for your child. We have a dietitian who can take calls about low glycemic index therapy or ketogenic diets. And then we have an amazing speech and language therapist who focuses on augmentative and assistive communication devices who can do consults and help you get set up with a provider locally too. So we're very excited about those services. So we can make sure to put in the chat on Facebook the
Catherine,
way to get.
I was about to say, Catherine, I know you're listening. If you could add to the chat on how people can gain access to that. We'll also make sure to add to the chat the emergency line, because that is also a great resource that is provided by FAST, the emergency seizure line. So that's also a really great one. That's a doctor-to-doctor consultation that we want to make sure that people know that as a service that you guys provide. And you're doing tons of research too. Do you still need participants for your GATE study? Like, are there things going on that we can maybe promote as we have people listening that could be helpful?
Yes, absolutely. We are still looking for participants in our GATE study, and that study is also funded by the Foundation for Angelman Syndrome Therapeutics, to learn more about how walking changes over time in Angelman syndrome to help us treat kids better, and then also to help us understand how we can follow success of clinical trials as well. So that is a study that's still open. So definitely get in touch if you're interested in doing research. We have a lot of opportunities.
So a lot of opportunities for clinical care, a lot of opportunities for research, and then hopefully very soon, a lot of opportunities for people to participate in clinical trials in your site as well. So we're really excited about that. Okay, what question did you have to ask?
Is this the end of the whole thing?
We're getting there, yeah.
We're at the very, very end.
But I need to know what question you're gonna ask first.
Okay. What is the best thing that happened to you?
Okay, go ahead, ask them.
What was the best thing that happened to your Angelman kid?
To an Angelman kid. So if you're listening right now, Baden wants to know what is the best thing that has
Put in
happened.
the comment.
Yeah, he's like a YouTuber right now, right? What is the best thing that has happened to your brother?
Definitely not learning how to open doors.
Yeah, he has trouble opening doors. It's kind of funny, right?
No, because remember when he spoke to Daddy?
Yes. Remember when he colored all over? Oh, yeah. You remember when he colored all over the door? Yes. So
Yeah, there's just scribble.
listen, as parents, we choose our battles. You're sharing all of our dirty laundry with everyone listening right now, right? Well, we are. So those of you that are just tuning in, you're here for the Baden and Amanda show, apparently. And so we are so thankful, first of all, to Abby, who thought of this idea, had a passion in her to serve the siblings, sometimes an unheard voice within the special needs community. Well, a voice that's not heard, like, you know, your voice is definitely heard in this community, trust me, but an unheard voice in the community. Okay, it's serious time. And we're just so thankful for you for, you know, doing this, because I think it's such a great thing. And also, Whitney, if you're listening, and Ronald, the work that you've done to create these images are unbelievable. And just a heads up too, we have some other stuff that Whitney and the ASF has done together to have even more resources outside of the book that we'll be displaying at the conference this summer, which we're really excited about. And then, of course, last but not least, Dr. Duis, I mean, words can't express what you've done for this community and what you continue to do for this community. We're very blessed that we have an amazing individual like you that will answer our questions, be there when we need you, and really impact us in a way. And I'm saying it personally, since you helped us so much last week with Jackson and things that were happening with him, to be able to have someone that we know understands Angelman syndrome and understands what we're going through, but also has the perspective of growing up with someone with, you know, with special needs and understands what that means. I think it's an impactful part of what you bring to this community.
Well, I am the one who's blessed to work with this amazing community. So thank you for making that possible.
We love you.
And yes, well, I love you all too.
And Abby, are you coming to the conference this summer? I'm not sure since I'm going to Global Genes now, but I hope the books will definitely be there.
So we'll figure out how to get you there. But if you're not there, at least your books will be there, or your book. And then part 2, hopefully, will be there. But like I said, everyone who tuned in tonight, we will make sure to send you one of these amazing books. And if you go to one of the clinics, you'll get a book. And then at the conference, you'll get a book. So, okay, just a minute. There is The link is in the chat to purchase the book. You can also go to our website and get the book, or you can go to Angelman. And would they just Google an Amazon Sibling Stories and will it come up? Is it pretty simple?
If you put Jessica Duis, it will come up. Sibling Stories should too, but yes, so there's lots of ways you can get it in there.
Perfect. So we'll look up Dr. Duis. And the good thing is not only are you supporting getting information to your siblings, but all the proceeds go back to the clinic, which is so important. So,
and I did want to highlight really quick, I was looking on Facebook, somebody asked about having these in classrooms. That would be amazing, having them in classrooms, therapy offices. I think this is helpful for others to learn about Angelman syndrome, not just siblings. And we'd love if siblings shared the book with their class and even read their answers at the end. So there's lots of ways to get this out there.
I love it. And we're going to, once we post this link, we'll also encourage all of you that if your sibling answers the questions, we love to see them. So send them to us and we'll display them on our website. Also would love to have a picture of you and your sibling holding up the smile, like, let's pretend like we're taking a picture with the book. And post it on our page and we'll use that as well, won't we?
This is what you look like.
Okay, that's what I look like. We'll use that as well. But yes, I think that is a great idea. And with the Friends with Wings program, we've been so lucky to be sponsored by Ultragenics in that program. So we do have some opportunities, and if your classrooms would like some of these books, we have opportunities to get some of these books to you guys as well.
How many mustache?
So I want to thank our amazing speakers. Oh yeah, someone just said on Facebook it will help our grandchildren as well. Totally true, which I think is amazing. And we have someone from Australia listening too, by the way. They want this book for their school library. Jenny, I will get you these books in Australia if that's what you want. So
Amazon does do shipping. We have international shipping through Amazon, so you should be able to.
That's amazing. I'm super excited. We're going to share this video all over the place. Make sure you add your name in. Okay, even in Texas. We're going to share. We'll share your name in the comments, and if you have added your name in the comment by tomorrow by 5 p.m., we will make sure that you get a free book. So we're going to call it a night because this one's comedy routine is over. But thank you guys so much for joining All About AS with Amanda and talking about this amazing book. We love both. Look, see, everyone's got it. We love you both so much. Thank you so much. Make sure you go out and get your book. You want to say anything, any last words? I love you. Okay, he loves someone. So love you, Jess. Love you, Abby. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a great evening.
Bye. Thanks, Baden, for joining us.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye.